The Mello TV Evening News at 8 is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Coronavirus is in Jamaica, and I know you feel scared and worried. But you can't let COVID-19 divide us. Coronavirus infects all kinds of people. It doesn't discriminate. So why should you? When someone coughs or sneezes or shows signs of the virus, tell them to call 888-1-LOVE immediately. And remember, stay 3 feet away, but don't attack or disrespect them, because we're all in this thing together. Come on, Jamaica, cut the hate and don't discriminate. Let us stand together and fight COVID-19 as one family, one nation.
Tonight, following the allegedly leaked press release from the PNPYO on Monday, our news team spoke with MP-elect for Southwest St. Andrew, Angela Brown-Burke, who shared her views on the matter.
The issues that are raised are understandable during this period because it is true. Jamaicans have sent the People's National Party a message.
Newly installed Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Leroy Williams, calls on representatives of the 2 major political parties to remove all political paraphernalia from public spaces in the city. Still tonight, PNP candidate Lisa Hanna declared the winner of the Southeast St. Anne seat after the final day of the magisterial recount. And swift police action leads to the arrest of murder suspect in St. James. Good evening. Following the allegedly leaked press release from the People's National Party's youth organization, PNPYO, on Monday, our news team spoke with Member of Parliament-elect for Southwest St. Andrew, Angela Brown-Burke, who shared her views on what was said in the release.
The problem that many would have, and I have with that, is the leaking of that letter, because I believe that the letter should have gone to the party leader. The issues that are raised are understandable during this period because it is true. Jamaicans have sent the People's National Party a message. We would be foolhardy, we would be stupid, we would want to inflict self-injury if we did not take the message seriously. We need to see some changes. I think that that message is clear, and I interpret from what the YO has said that that is really what they are about. Some people might not like all of what they have said, and it is not for me to like what they have said. What we have said during this period is that we require courageous conversation. We require bold opinions to be placed on the table. And I am going to submit that we have to be courageous enough to accept those opinions and views that are placed on the table, even when they wound us. We have to get beyond that and look at the merit of what is placed on the table. The country demands that of the PNP. We would be missing our duty if we did not live up to that. I agree that what she has said reflects the opinion of the YO, and I believe that those of us who are not members of the YO are duty bound to examine one by one every single thing that she has placed on the table. What I agree with her is that this is a moment where we change or we die.
Still making news tonight, the People's National Party's candidate Lisa Hanna was today declared the winner of the Southeast St. Anne seat after the final day of the magisterial recount. Now, at the end of the day's proceedings, Lisa Hanna polled 5,150 votes, while the Jamaica Labour Party's Delroy Granston accumulated 5,119 votes. Now, in a statement released earlier today, Ms. Hanna expressed, and I quote, "Now that the magisterial recount is over, we are ready to move forward. The people of SESA have been clear in their message that notwithstanding the constituency projects and infrastructural improvements made over the last 4 years, they need more." End quote. In news from St. James, newly installed Mayor of Montego Bay and Chairman of the St. James Municipal Corporation, Councillor Leroy Williams, is calling on representatives of the two major political parties, the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and the People's National Party, PNP, to take immediate steps to remove all political paraphernalia from public spaces in the city. Mayor Williams, who officially took office on Sunday, replacing former mayor and now Minister of State for Local Government and Rural Development, Homer Davis, said one of his first moves as head of the corporation is to get the city cleaned up. Mayor Williams further stated that both the JLP and PNP must have by now come to the realization that events associated with the September 3 general election are now over and the time has come for their party's promotional materials to be removed from the public space. He added that he's hoping that within a week the items will be removed. Failure to do so will result in the St. James Municipal Corporation undertaking the task, adding that all associated costs will be passed on to the respective candidates. In news from the capital, Councillor for the Trafalgar Division in the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipality, Kari Douglas, had a charge of the Disaster Risk Management Act against her withdrawn when she appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court yesterday. Prosecutors withdrew the charge after attorney-at-law Peter Champagny, who represented Douglas, made a case that Douglas, as a councillor, was exempted under the Disaster Risk Management Act. Champagny argued that Douglas was in the process of going home after attending to her lawful duties when she was arrested. According to the police, after Douglas was stopped along Meadowbrook Avenue, she failed to identify herself as a member of essential services as required. The police stated that Douglas became boisterous and directed abusive language at the law enforcement officers, resulting in her arrest. Ms. Douglas is scheduled to return to the Petty Sessions Court on January 13, 2021 to answer to the charge of disorderly conduct. Back in St. James, quick action from the police in the parish led to the arrest of an alleged murder suspect within minutes of the crime being committed yesterday. Deceased is 39-year-old Ryan Stevenson, a vendor from the retirement district. Reports from the Barnett Street Police coming into our news center are that at approximately 4:10 p.m., Stevenson and the accused had an altercation, during which a knife was used to inflict stab wounds to Stevenson. He was transported to the hospital by residents, but was later pronounced dead. The police were summoned and the accused was apprehended. In news from St. Thomas, 2 suspected goat thieves were arrested by the police after being caught with 8 goats at Catholic Lane in the parish yesterday. Reports coming into our news center are that at approximately 1:40 p.m., a police team was following investigative leads when they intercepted a bus along the roadway. It is reported that a man ran from the vehicle upon the approach of the police, while 2 other men, both residents of the parish, were held. Members of the police team searched the bus and found the 8 goats on the inside. The men who were arrested are still in police custody as the search for the other suspect continues. The Alice police are urging residents who had their goats stolen recently to contact them at 876-982-5075 or the Montego Bay Police at 876-982-1027. Still making news tonight, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is encouraging students and other relevant stakeholders to become familiar with the Google Suite Learning Management System, which is being rolled out across all educational institutions. The ministry says that the system is designed for teaching and learning, and teachers are receiving the necessary training on the different tools in the program. Now, Acting Chief Education Officer in the ministry, Dr. Kassan Troop, said that they have actually started the pilot and that 20 schools participated and are ready for the full rollout. She is encouraging students to get familiar with Google Suite, as this is the environment that most of them, if not all, will be using for their virtual environment or computer-aided learning episodes. Now, Dr. Troop further stated that a number of institutions will move ahead in activating this platform by the middle of September to give students an opportunity to get familiar with it and for teachers to interact and build their classroom spaces. In other news from St. Thomas, the National Commercial Bank NCB Jamaica is advising that an employee at its Montego Bay branch has tested positive for COVID-19. However, despite the positive result, the bank will not close the branch. NCB says it has completed deep cleaning and sanitization of the location and continues to conduct daily cleaning and sanitization of all locations in keeping with its COVID-19 protocols. Now, NCB is urging customers to take advantage of the bank's digital channels to complete their transactions. In the meantime, the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is now offering limited teller services at its offices in downtown Kingston following a temporary closure last month to manage risks associated with the COVID-19 virus. Now, in a press release, the BOJ stated that effective today, it will only offer the exchange of foreign currencies and exchange of mutilated and contaminated Jamaican dollar currencies within stipulated guidelines between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. daily until further advised. The BOJ is further advising the public to continue to utilize Grace Kennedy payment services for the exchange of coins. And those were the stories making news. I'll return with a recap. We'll now take a break and then join Christopher Scott with sports.